Dolphins, welcome to first place. Goosies galore, dude. First place. Back on top. Bills choking hard in overtime against the Minnesota Vikings. Josh Allen, you can kiss the MVP race goodbye. Back of the line, sir. Back of the line, Tua has leapfrogged you, which was his favorite game as a child. He has leapfrogged you in the MVP race. The chants were going wild today. Goosies galore. Bye week, more like bye-bye week to the Buffalo Bills as they sit their ass down in second place and they can look on up, get them a little neck rub, see if the weather's okay, if it's an appropriate temperature for them, because the Miami Dolphins are in first place. First place Fins, dude. That's Goosies galore. A complete throttling of the Cleveland Browns today at Hard Rock Stadium. It was a sight to behold. Wire to wire. As soon as the Dolphins touched the football, that was the end of the Cleveland Browns thinking they could win this football game, because they absolutely throttled them up and down the football field in every single facet of the game except kicking. They throttled them, kicked their ass, and Tua Tagovailoa, what a gem this guy is, huh? He goes out there today, and appropriately, it's getting close to Thanksgiving time. You might as well just hand him the hot knife, okay? Because he was carving them up, dude. He was carving up the Cleveland Browns every which way. And everybody who came out here and said that this guy needs two receivers to buoy him, first of all, two things. One, the Dolphins have those two receivers, so go cry me a river that they're not allowed to use their best players like it's some kind of crime. Second of all, go look at the wealth getting spread around today, okay? Because he was like Robin Hood giving the football around to everybody. He was that generous. Everybody was getting in on the action today. Sherfield, amazing. Alec Ingold, amazing. Mike Gesicki getting his hands on the football. They were spreading the wealth today, dude. And by the way, let's not act like Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill were ghosts out there, all right? Tyreek Hill still leading the team in receptions. He got a touchdown and also played dead. That was hilarious. And also a lot less dangerous than a flip, okay? We go out there, we can fake that all day. We'll do fake CPR on the cheetah, whatever you need. You know what the C stands for in CPR? It stands for cheetah, dude. That's what he's out there doing. MV Cheetah doing his thing. But I got to say, the man who impressed the most today, I thought really just flashed, was Jeff Wilson Jr. That dude is a behemoth. He runs like an absolute train. And it was so crazy because you think about going to this game and you're thinking about Nick Chubb and the kind of trouble that he can bring you. And, he had that 33-yard touchdown. Good for him. But, I mean, it was kind of like a keep the thin, slim hopes alive of the Cleveland Browns. Other than that, I thought the Dolphins did a tremendous job on Nick Chubb today. I thought that Landon Roberts set the tone early. He had that hit stick out early. He was hitting hard. Jerome Baker, he was getting in the backfield hard. Zach Sealer it on up. Going in there. Big paw, like a giant Yeti in there. Getting the football over to Xavier Howard, who has complete NFTF. That's nose for the football for you squares who don't know. And for me, watching the Dolphins completely just manhandle Cleveland was just a huge step. Because this is more been known as a power team, dynamic, as more of a fast team, a dynamic team, an explosive team, running teams off the field, running them till they're tired. I thought the Dolphins just made such an authoritative impact today with how hard they played football. I thought the way that Jeff Wilson ran and the way the linebackers hit set the tone immediately for this game en route to them getting this 39-17 victory over the Cleveland Browns. Just an absolute masterpiece, top notch. And this, my friends, has to be Mike McDaniel's favorite game. Has to be. It has to be. Mike McDaniel has to look at this game and say, wow, I got a monster from a kid I scouted in college. I got a great game from Raheem Mostert, my guy, my ride or die player, Trent Sherfield. Amazing. That catch by Trent Sherfield, toes dragging. First of all, the placement by Tua, top notch. That was just it was like watching art today with what Tua Tagovailoa was doing with that football. But secondly, the toe drag from Trent Sherfield. What a performance by him. And then you think about Alec Ingold, the type of performance he was able to have today. It was just, if you're a Dolphin fan right now, how are you not the most geeked up for this team as you have been in decades? Because right now you have to have the feeling going into this bye week at 7-3 atop the AFC East. With this performance today, you just have to not only be absolutely thrilled with not only the fact that they're racking up wins, but it really does feel like they can go and win games in any type of fashion. It feels like they have. Like, that's not even a figurative thing where I'm like, theoretically they could. They feel like they've won games in every type of style, track meets, mud fights. Now today, I just felt like they just throttled and were complete in every facet of the game today. Except kicking. I don't feel like this is the episode I want to rip Jason Sanders, though. I don't feel like this is the place nor the time that I want to do it. And then you have to feel for Tagovailoa going out there today and getting the MVP chance. How that had to feel, just amazing. To think, not even like you're like, wow, I'm getting the acceptance I deserve, but to think about the road you were on last year or the first 2 years between coming back from the injury, the sabotaging from Chan Gailey, the petty, lack of patience from Brian Flores, the boo-hooing from Ryan Fitzpatrick, throwing that all behind you, now having this complete support system and your talents just flourishing out there, and you see it. The Rats are trying to get back on the ship all over the place, maybe except for a couple of blowhards like Colin Cowherd, who's like, it's a half-truth that Tua is great. That's okay. He'll come around with some fugazi backdoor sliding segment that gets him back on the Tua bandwagon. We'll all see it coming. Chris Sims, you can stay in hell and listen to your opinions from there if you want to. Didn't he rank Jarrett Stidham at one point a better quarterback than him? Great call, Simsy. Just absolutely top notch. Every one of these people can sit there and they can just bask in their wrongness for everything that has gone on with Tua this season. He's been amazing. Tyreek Hill told you he was amazing. Jalen Waddle told you he was going to be amazing. Mike McDaniel told you he was going to be amazing. And he's out there, and lo and behold, it looks like this. Support system, offensive line, weapons, and also, just a young quarterback getting healthy and maturing who was talented to begin with, a guy that we all wanted to tank for 2 years. Imagine that. Now he's out here balling like crazy. And meanwhile, you have Josh Allen out here, old lobster hands, fumbling the ball in the end zone, sending his team to overtime, and then throwing a pick to put a bow on it, dude. Could you imagine if the roles were reversed? Would anybody want to hear about Tua being in the MVP conversation if that were to happen to him? Of course not. Well, let me tell you something right now. In my rules and old Tob's MVP rankings, that bum can take a seat, all right? Because this is a 2-pony race right now, and we could have 3 if you want to. Tua Tagovailoa, Tyreek Hill, and maybe we'll let Patrick Mahomes into the conversation. But for right now, those are my 3 lead ponies for the MVP. Everybody else can hit the bricks. Eagles, puh. Bills, puh. Kirk Cousins, come on, dude. We really going to live in a world where Kirk Cousins is MVP? I mean, come on. That's not realistic. Let's not live in hocus pocus land, all right? But this is just tremendous, and the town has been on fire for it. All the Dolphins that I interacted with at the Tyreek Hill Family Foundation, you could just feel the buzz as it was from everybody there. It was incredible, and this town's on fire for it, and they should be. It's been a long time coming that you felt like your Dolphins are not only good, not only exciting, but they feel like a legitimate contender. Everybody was out here saying that the Bills, they were going to go undefeated. The Bills, they weren't going to. That game they lost to the Dolphins was a fluke. Now, here's the real facts about the Buffalo Bills. They're front runners, okay? They are front runners, and if they don't get out to big leads or you punch them back in the mouth, they wilt. They always do. The only time that they didn't this year was against the Baltimore Ravens, and the Baltimore Ravens going through some weird stuff where they just decide we're going to blow 17-point leads all the time. But normally, what their MO has been, you punch back at them, they ain't going to punch. They are not coming back for more fight. And an epic collapse by them today. Real bum material from the Buffalo Bills. And for the Dolphins, they find themselves right now atop a division. When their quarterback doesn't get stretched off the field, they don't lose. And it's a pretty incredible feeling right now in Dolphin land. Chris Grier, shout out to him, dude. I mean, like, you think about the 2 weaknesses on this team going to that trade deadline. Run game, pass rush. Both were unbelievably effective today against the Cleveland Browns. They got after him, dude. Christian Wilkins chasing him down. Jalen Phillips chasing him down. Melvin Ingram chasing him down. Bradley Chubb chasing him down. it was very, very impressive to watch the kind of pressure that they were bringing. They didn't have to get all gimmicky with it. And on the other side of that, on the Dolphins offense, it was just great balance all around between, you're talking 33 rushes, 33 throws, 200 yards passing, 300 yards passing, 200 yards rushing the football. It was balanced all around. You won the turnover battle. Again, other than kicking, everything seems to be in a great place right now in Dolphins land. Enjoy this bye week. We'll still be having some fun as it goes on for sure, but this is one they get to bask in. I can't wait to see what that victory speech seems like from Mike McDaniel. He said he wanted this. He gave a lot of respect to this Bills team going into this week, and he must be so proud about the well-roundedness of this win for his first place team. Really, really awesome to see.